God with Bishop David G. Evans teaching When Men Pray.
Have there been times when you have asked someone to pray for you and the prayer has not been answered? Because instead of praying for yourself, you waited until someone else that you thought had more power would pray for you. Prayer is something that you resort to immediately and not as a last resort. You need to learn how to pray preemptively. You need how to pray ahead of time. Don't always be praying in response. Pray proactively. Pray before it happens. Lord, cover my child. Lord, bless my day.
Develop your relationship with God with this dynamic teaching on CD or DVD when you write to us. Visit our website or call 1-800-591-8480.
It's now easier than ever to stay connected with David G. Evans and the Bethany Baptist Church family. Follow the ministry and rejoice in all that God is doing by following us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. On Facebook, you'll be up to date on the latest happenings. You can watch our Sunday services on Facebook Live, 8 and 11 a.m. Eastern.
Here comes the power. Hallelujah.
Words of wisdom and encouragement can be found on Twitter, and you'll get up to the minute sermon points as they happen in our weekly worship services. Follow us on Instagram and be blessed by the inspirational and special moments that are highlighted each week, and meet the people who are the heart of our ministry. And if it's video you want, subscribe to the Bethany Baptist Church channel on YouTube. See the celebrations, the special events, and the many, many people who are helping to transform lives one at a time. Stay connected with David G. Evans on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, and become a member of our broadcast family today.
What if you could make one decision to unleash everything great in your life? Would you do it? Would you say yes? Aren't you tired of your relationships, your health, and so much more suffering because you lack the truth you need to change? The life you desire is within your reach. You can achieve all the success, happiness, and prosperity you deserve by simply learning the secrets that lead to real personal transformation. Change is hard, but not impossible. You just have to make one radical decision to get real. And there's no better authority on the real steps to change than David G. Evans.
Some men trust in chariots. Some men trust in horses. But we will trust in the Lord.
David G. Evans is leading the charge to bring you the power to change your life. He is committed to the mission of helping you transform and become a person of power, and it starts with his all-new system to change your situation. At the centerpiece of this life-altering collection is David Evans' groundbreaking training course. From ridiculous to radical to real, this means war. In this series, you will discover the steps to change. This series includes 2 powerful messages, each on winning the battle in your mind and cultivating a language of faith. That's 4 messages, 4 power-filled hours of material. If you want a better marriage, this series has the answers. If you want to achieve financial independence God's way, the secrets in this series will empower you to make it happen. If you want a life of power, anointing, and influence, this series will show you how to get it, and there's more. You're looking for serious, immediate results. So Bishop Evans will also include one of his best-selling messages called Weapon of Warfare. This classic teaching will build you up to start fighting in the spirit for what you deserve. This powerhouse collection, from ridiculous to radical to real, and Weapon of Warfare, will give you all the biblical strategies you need to change anything in your life. This collection will ship to you immediately with your gift today to David G. Evans Ministries. This ministry is revolutionizing the kingdom by empowering believers. Souls are being saved daily, and we need your help to grow this impact in a real way. Call now and sow your seed of just $35 for your transformation to help people around the world. Your $35 love gift goes straight to the front lines of ministry, providing help to those that need it most. Call now. Make the decision to get the power you need to change your life forever.
Well, praise the Lord, everybody. Welcome to OnPointe, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on any smart device at David G. Evans 1. That's David G. Evans, the #1. So glad you could join us today. Why don't you inbox someone, tweet them, text them, give them a call on the phone, tag a few people, let them know that OnPointe is on once again. We talk religion, we talk faith, we talk culture, politics, sports, current events, anything that will impact your life, hoping to inspire you to deeper maturity in the Lord, greater understanding of the kingdom. Everything we discuss is always from a kingdom perspective. That's a biblical perspective, bringing that truth as our center and as our foundation. We want you to join us today. The number you can call toll-free from around the world is 866-743-8267. That's 866-743-8267. Glad you're joining us today as we talk about those things that we think will impact your life, certainly for today, but the rest of your life also. Joining us once again is our world-famous co-host, Reverend Nicholas A. Smith. How you doing this morning, man?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm all right, man. And, Olympics going on, not getting much sleep, but it's cool, It's cool,
It's for a good purpose.
Yes, we were just talking off air about you get a chance to experience some things you normally don't experience. I'm watching much more soccer, a whole lot more women's basketball, fencing. I really like the wrestling is taking me back, of course. The track, of course, is the favorite of mine. But the dressage, I find that to be very.
What is that?
That's how they call it horse dancing.
Okay.
And the horses
Okay.
doing the routines and stuff. And then I like the decathlon, the pentathlon, and the decathlon.
Yeah.
Like all those, man. See people. It's amazing in the culture of technology that you have people that are still taking themselves, their physical bodies to that height.
Yeah.
Because if you get there, I mean, that's a victory in itself. That means you're the best in your country at the time. So it's just, you don't want to lose when you get there, but because you want to be the best in the world. But, you can't get there and you just, fell off the back of a truck.
Right. I mean, last place is better than most people in
Oh yeah. And you don't want to get there and run
you
last.
You want to be last place, but
And they, you hear them talking in the medal ceremonies about how, they try not to feel appear unappreciative, but they came to get the gold. They didn't come to do bronze and silver. They didn't come to do that.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the Jamaicans were, I'll say this nicely, were a little reckless last week.
And
the fans, in the sense of when the women were in 100.
Yeah.
And what's her name? I can't remember the girl's name that won.
Elaine Thompson.
Lane Thompson.
Yeah.
Man, they were going in. They was like, y'all could have sent Sha'Carri Richards up here. She'd still lost. The fans were. Not the people.
She wouldn't have beat them girls, man.
The fans were.
She wouldn't have beat those girls.
They was like,
she'd have done well, but
yeah,
she wouldn't have beat those girls, man.
Yeah. I love the trash talking.
Because what would have happened? Had she come, we would have seen another level of performance. Not that she wouldn't have done well now, but Shelly probably would have gotten fired up because she was flat to me emotionally.
Yeah.
And Elaine would have been like, okay, all right, here we go.
Yeah.
But then they have a young lady that was in the relay that didn't make it through the rounds that beats Shelly and her occasionally.
Okay.
And I think her name's Brianna.
Yeah.
She's bad boy.
Well, I guess we can understand preacher wise. Some days you feel like you got it.
Yeah, and some days you don't. You just don't want to be flat.
Yeah.
When you on the greatest opportunity of your life.
Yeah, right. Right.
But Shelly just was a little. She looked flat to me.
Yeah, she didn't look.
Yeah, she wasn't there
All the way. Yeah, and the young girl that won, she looked like she was zoned in. The girl you just said her name.
Elaine Thompson.
She looked like she was.
Oh yeah. She's intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's funny seeing how Jamaicans are great sprinters,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't seem to win much in the 400 and the longer.
They do have good 400 runners though. I don't know what happened to them this year.
Okay.
Their ladies are usually very good in the 400, and their guys are strong. They should field a good 4x4 team. They usually do, but now the people you never see. The Italians are killing.
Mm-hmm.
Belarus, I think, one of those places has a tremendous team. They got 3 brothers on the same team, blood brothers on the same team, and you just see people you never see before.
Yeah.
And you get to see what the rest of the world's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nobody expected the Italian guy to win the 100 meters.
Yeah, no, not at all.
And then they didn't expect him to come back and kill it in the 4x1.
Right. Yeah, they didn't expect
But
it at all.
the world record holder for the 200, he may have had the 100 too. I think he probably held the record for like 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
Guy named Pietro Mania.
Okay.
He had the 200 record that all the guys were going after.
After Michael Johnson?
No, before Michael Johnson.
Okay.
Long before Michael
Okay.
Johnson.
All right.
You know, a lot of those Valerie Borzov, Jesse Owens.
Yeah.
Those records were set, and people took it took technology, new shoes,
Yeah.
new tracks, new nutrition, and everything to break those records, man.
Yeah, I don't know if Usain Bolt's 100 or his 200. It's going to take a phenomenal feat to beat his personal best.
Yeah.
He did, what, a 9.58 in the 100?
Yeah, something crazy.
And the 200, he was under 20, of course.
And they say he's run 8.95 in the relay.
Yeah.
That's smoking, Doc.
I meant to send you this text where they kind of did an anatomical way of how he runs.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember, I'll send it to you after.
Okay.
They go through how he starts,
Yep.
his body movement.
Yep.
I mean, they
Yep.
take it piece by piece.
Because he's an anomaly.
Yeah.
He's real tall.
Mhm.
He's not especially bulked, but you can see he's strong as all get out.
Yeah.
And he just, I was saying to myself last night when I was watching the relays, I said, you never knew who God's going to say, boom, there's speed right there.
Yeah. And I didn't know this. He has scoliosis.
Mm-hmm.
So they're trying to say they did a study to see if his curvature on the spine
That might have helped.
could
might
be
not.
a reason for
well,
his.
can't help that.
You never know. You can't help
that.
But
That's how you built.
They studied and they said it's likely that it didn't, but you never know.
Well, people that should be fast, who look like they should be fast, sometimes aren't. Like Carl Lewis,
Yeah.
he didn't look like he was going to be super fast. He run you down, man. Michael Johnson run leaning all back like
Yeah,
this.
they said,
It's all wrong.
Improper style.
Yeah, and his knee lift wasn't high at all.
Yeah.
But you just don't know who God's going to look at and say, okay, you got it.
Yeah. That's true.
It's amazing to me what the Lord can do with a human body when
Yeah.
he decides, okay, you're going to be special.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to give you some speed.
Yeah. And the person work at it like.
Oh, yeah. But you got to develop it, of course.
Yeah.
But they show that natural tendency towards world-class athletics, man.
Yeah.
I think the Olympics are just wonderful, man.
Yeah, it's good. It's
Yeah.
ended today, so.
Is it over today?
Last day today, yeah.
Wow.
I think this morning. Because they're finishing with the men's marathon.
Okay. You see the women's marathon yesterday?
No, I didn't watch all of it.
American lady came in third.
Okay.
And she just like her third marathon.
Mhm.
She told her mother, I'm so tired. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
But people were dropping out of the female race because it was too hot.
Yeah, they said it was burning up.
It's
over
like
there.
110
Humidity.
degrees on the road, man. Said the heat was coming through their shoes.
Mhm.
Just amazing.
Yeah, it was cool.
866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. Wow. So, one of the people connected with one of the officers that passed away, or a woman who was killed by an officer, in January 6th insurrection, they want to wrongful death lawsuit. Didn't she break in a federal building?
Thank you. She broke into they claim that she was ambushed by the cops.
No, it's on tape.
It's on tape. That they were trying to break in and they started the police started shooting. You're breaking into a federal building. I mean, come on.
Come on now.
You gonna sue them for what?
Phoenix Police Department has long had a problem with force.
Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah, it's, I go out there every year and it's there's a tension,
Mm-hmm.
TNSI, tension that is obvious to me when I go.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe, if you don't come from an old urban environment, you wouldn't pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
But it's there.
Yeah.
It's there, and it's unfortunate because it's a very, very economically progressive place.
Yeah.
Especially Phoenix.
And I think they said the guy who used to be the police chief years ago,
Mhm.
I mean, he was blatantly open about
Oh,
his
yeah.
disdain
Oh,
for
yeah.
Hispanics.
Oh
and
yeah.
setting them up and, yeah.
So the Arkansas governor, you know, I have a pastor in Arkansas, claims he regrets signing a ban on mask mandates.
Yeah.
Help me with this.
Mm-hmm.
I can never track what Americans will think is an assault on their rights.
Mm-hmm.
We think a mask is an assault on my constitutional rights, but we don't think people getting shot down in the street is.
Right.
I can't follow our thinking sometimes.
Yeah. It's always about us, individual.
Yeah.
If it's beneficial or, in my eyes, affecting me in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
You know, you seeing somebody get shot in the streets, not, you know, but again, it depends on who it is. It was the person's fault for dying.
Okay.
Never thinking that it could be possible that this officer, whoever, could be one of the bad ones.
Because I know with the Floyd thing, they tried to say the exhaust killed him. You know, choking him didn't kill him.
Yeah.
He was already in bad health.
Yeah.
I don't know why I have to keep giving this example. You know, if he was in bad health, he might not have died that day unless you choked him.
Yeah, he would have. Yeah, eventually he would have, like all of us.
I mean, 180 pounds on your neck for however long it was, 8-9 minutes.
Yeah.
That would cause most people to expire.
Yeah. It's like the whole COVID thing. They didn't really die of COVID. They had diabetes. Well, if they didn't have COVID, would they still be living with diabetes?
Well, yeah, they'd be living with it. Yes.
Like the COVID's what?
I have
tipped it over.
high blood pressure. You shoot me and I die. Did the blood pressure kill me or did the bullet?
Right.
No,
I mean, come on.
I think some of the rationale is ridiculous, but people are becoming ridiculous simply to maintain a point of view. Instead of, you know, changing a point of view, they become entrenched in it and almost have to say anything to double down on it. Is that the phrase they use? To double down on it. Saw something very interesting that, yesterday on COVID. As far as COVID is concerned, and some people a lot of people, they follow like Facebook and Twitter and those sources. I actually get my health news from the financial reports.
Oh, yeah.
Because the markets are directly affected. So investors normally have the best information about development. They were talking about the Delta variant and how absolutely lethal it is, and how people need to take it seriously because it's you know, people that are vaccinated, if they're exposed, are carrying an enormous viral load, even if they are not made very ill by the illness, they're still able to spread it around people. So I think there's this issue. More schools should close down. I got some text from a friend of mine in Atlanta yesterday, and he was talking about elementary schools that they had opened 2 weeks ago. They had to close them already because, you know, COVID just spread so rapidly. I think it's a mistake forcing these children to go back in because I think there's going to be a domino effect regarding their families and everyone that they're exposed to.
Absolutely. And my thing is like this again. The folk who are in charge that want your kids to go back to school, 9 times out of 10
don't
are
have any
not
kids
sending their kids back to the school. They're homeschooling them.
Absolutely.
So if they're not sending their kids into that environment, why would you believe that they think you're?
Why make a point with mine? Why
People
make a
don't think that
political
far.
point with mine? It's just like, you know, it's just like our former president persuading people that the vaccine was not necessary and COVID was a hoax.
Yeah.
But he got sick with it. He got vaccinated, and some of his supporters are still trying to impress him by not getting vaccinated.
Yeah. When he's been vaccinated.
And still saying it's a hoax when he had it.
He had it. Yeah.
His entire family.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, the White House was a petri dish.
Yeah. And their whole thing is, see, he made it through. This is not that bad. We can make it through. Bruh, he had 8 doctors.
The best healthcare in the world.
Told one person, if you go to the hospital with COVID, you are not. You be lucky if your doctor sees you once an hour.
An hour, man? You kidding?
Right? Because they can't.
They can't spread themselves out.
They can't. Come on.
He was
man.
in Walter Reed, man.
Thank you. And when they showed him outside, he was propped up with every single drug in the world. He's sitting there huffing. I'm like, you're not going to get the same care.
No, you're not.
They don't get it, man.
I don't understand, Pastor Nick.
Yeah.
I'm starting to wonder.
And then people fighting over making my child wear a mask to school is oppression. And
That's stupid.
it's, you know, they have
That's
the
just
right
plain
to-
stupid.
It is stupid.
So I'm concerned that the top priority is not the child's health. It's making the child wear a mask. And most kids don't even complain about it.
Thank you. They just wear them.
That's why I get to wear a mask.
Right. They don't think that far. But
The adults are making a political statement that's going to endanger the children
Yeah.
and other people's children and then other people's families. But I don't think people are you know what? People are not thinking that far anymore.
nope. Critical thinking is a lost art on people. It's just
Okay.
how I feel at the moment.
Okay.
And in those who like appeal to the founding fathers and our rights as Americans,
Mm-hmm.
George Washington actually made his soldiers be inoculated from a certain disease. I can't remember the disease name.
Okay.
And he forced them and said, if you're going to be in the military, you have to take this
Sure,
inoculation.
sure.
He made them do it.
Sure.
So I'm like, this is not a first time in the world.
You-
They don't think that far.
It's not past the individual, like you said.
No.
You know, the thing that disheartens me about this, one of the things that disheartens me about the COVID, the death rate has been astounding to me. And I've heard people within the last week say that the numbers are inflated. And my response to the numbers are inflated response is, okay, let's just say there's only 400,000 people dead. Is that still too much for you?
Right. And what if your family
Was in that number.
1% becomes a lot when you're in the number.
I was at the doctor's the other day, and I heard a bunch of people in the lobby talking about they thought the masks weren't necessary and all, blah, 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 blah. And they asked me, what do you think? I said, well, I pastor a church here locally, and I have members who have been in the hospital twice with COVID. I have members who have lost 5 family members in 1 month. I said I have members who have lost 2 family members in the same day. I said I happen to know at least 22 fellow pastors in one state that died
Yep.
from COVID. I said, so, you know, to say that it's not a reality and to underestimate the lethal nature of this virus is ridiculous.
Absolutely.
I said, because I've got personal experience with people that have passed away.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, and of course everyone goes quiet because they're talking out of passion
Yep.
and not out of intellect.
Yeah. Yeah. And not think of anybody else. Like in my eyes, you said the same thing. I go to my grandma's house frequently to help her with stuff. She's 85 years old. She has a vaccine, but she's still 85. And the vaccine can only help her.
You're not 100%.
Thank you. My kids. And, you know, even though you're a strong 69-year-old, I got to come around you. So I
I have to take, look, I got the same situation.
yeah, it's like,
It's not just me.
right.
So I've got to be careful who I'm around.
Yeah.
So I can't be cavalier about it.
Right.
And I can't, you know, well, it's only 3%. So
Yeah.
if you're in the 3%, that's a huge number.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's like, we've all had to make some hard decisions during the past year
Absolutely.
that were not easy.
No,
But it's just, we had to do what we had to do.
because for us in our church, one person ill
Yeah.
is too many.
Yep.
I'm actually afraid of some of the people that I know that are having services, and people don't understand it's a numbers game. It's an exposure game.
Yeah.
You know, you go once, you're okay. You may go the next time, one person is ill, and then all of a sudden you've got a problem.
Yeah.
You know, I've said it on the air a couple weeks ago. I lost 2 people I knew 30 years because they insisted on having an anniversary.
Yep. Yep.
Packed the church, got the preacher. A week later, the first lady's dead. 2 weeks later, the pastor's dead
Yeah.
from COVID.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like you just, they're saying now that the hospital rates, people say that the numbers can be inflated, but you cannot inflate hospitals full. That's a reality. You can't inflate that. Where again, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, you're right.
But they're pushing back surgeries because they have no space.
There you go.
You can't inflate that.
I'm telling you, Americans don't think a thing is real until it lands on their front porch.
Yep.
When it lands on their front porch, then it's, oh, I didn't think.
Yep.
I didn't think it's a poor excuse
Yeah.
when you could have prevented it.
Yep. Yeah, plain and simple. And now they're saying that the biggest group being hospitalized is 25 to 55.
Absolutely.
There are 30-something-year-olds dying from this. I mean, it's,
Well, you got children in intensive care with
Yeah.
this Delta thing.
yeah.
And then I hear the Alpha is a something. There's another one out now.
There's a Delta Plus, a Lambda.
Lambda, that's
Yeah.
the one. Man, let's go to our phones.
Yeah.
This is On Point, the number one Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America. We're about to go to Danny from Lauderdale, Florida, and then we have another call open. We have some lines open this morning if you want to talk to us, 866-743-8267. That's 866-743-8267. That's 866-74-EVANS. Give us a call at the number one Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in the United States of America. Let's talk to Danny. Good morning, Danny. How you doing?
Good morning, Bishop. How you doing this morning?
You all right,
Pastor Nick
man?
Staff?
How you all making out, man?
More puzzled than ever. Down here, things that are happening, and I just wanted to some things that I observed that has been happening is that number one, can't understand why the governor is trying to suppress anything that's trying to be done as far as keeping the situation under control here.
It's amazing.
The hospitals are at capacity. They're shutting down certain parts of the hospitals in order to give priority to the people that are coming in that need attention as far as the COVID is concerned.
Wow.
Staffs are being overworked. A couple of things of observation. I don't know if you heard about the situation with one of the airlines where they are not able to provide enough seats and they have a breakdown as far as getting flights and what have you. As a result, the airports are overcrowded.
Wow.
And if you look and you see that most of the people that are there, they're not wearing any masks.
It's just so silly.
Yep.
Now, once these people do catch a flight going out of Miami or either Fort Lauderdale,
Yeah.
they're going to go to other cities. Some of them even have to go to another airport and transfer to another flight. So now what you're doing, you're spreading this, and you know that Florida is a hot spot.
Why would anybody with any sense? I know you live there, Dad, and know you love it. But if I'm traveling, I'm not going to Florida right now. Like, I'm not coming to see you right now.
People are vacationing down there like it's just.
It's
I'm
like
going to
it's
Florida,
nothing.
Just like
Yes.
crazy.
You know, I love y'all, but I'm not coming to Florida right now. I'm not getting on a plane. I'm not staying in a hotel. I'm not going out to eat. I'm not. Danny, I love y'all. Would love to see you, but you know how I feel about Mark Sharona, but I ain't going. I'm not going to Church on the Living Edge to preach right now. It's not happening.
Yep.
And then something that you said made sense, and Pastor Nick also said it as well, is that I think I could wait another year to go to a certain event.
Absolutely,
Like
absolutely.
you have this situation where Sturgis, I believe, the bikers, and one biker was saying, well, this is the event of a lifetime. I got to go and do this and that. It doesn't make any sense.
There's a lack of reason, a lack of true compassion, a lack of true concern. There's a lack of spiritual kingdom love for someone other than themselves. Because I don't understand everything that people are acting as though there'll never be another chance. It's something you can do later. Do you just have to go? They're having like outdoor events. They had like a concert yesterday. Thousands of people.
Did you see Chicago Lollapalooza?
Crazy.
I mean, packed, like 100,000 people out there just on top of each other.
It's going to be a problem. It's almost like we've lost our collective minds.
Yeah.
I don't get it, Danny. I don't get it. I'm concerned. I saw a report yesterday or the day before where they said if Arkansas, Florida, and one other state, Louisiana, were countries, they'd be three of the top countries in the world with COVID.
In the world,
Yep. The highest percentage out of everywhere.
Amazing.
And it's just amazing how the governor, like he's bragging about the fact that, okay, I'm standing up for these people to have a right for their kids to go to school and they don't have to wear a mask.
Dan, he has tapped into the unconcerned, let me put it this, he's tapped into the fact that a lot of people don't have much going on in their lives and they're willing to take a political position and are willing to put people that they love in jeopardy at this time. It's just amazing to me how the lack of true compassion, not my thoughts and prayers are with you, but compassion involves action. It's amazing how little there is concern for someone other than ourselves. It's just amazing to me.
And one governor said that I forgot what state it was, where he said he was a Republican. He said, I have to institute these precautions because it's a fact that we're number one in the nation.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fact that these kids are coming up with this now.
Mm-hmm. But your guy's running for president, so he really doesn't care who gets sick or who dies.
Mm-hmm. It's just amazing. And one other thing before I get off is that I've been paying attention to the news events that's going on, the things that they said that's not true as far as the climate changing.
Oh, yeah.
Record temperatures.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You'd have to be, I mean, I'm no scientist, but I know if I compare my life 2 years ago, the climate is totally different. I mean, it's crazy how things are now.
For us, this actually hasn't been that hot of a summer.
No.
For over here at all.
We had 4 or 5 days where it was sizzling.
Yeah.
But before that and after, no.
It's been pretty breezy.
It's shifting.
The whole month of August.
Yeah, it's shifting, man. And August used to be cooker month.
Yep.
You know, so I don't know why you just can't go outside and, 85 degrees at Easter. That's different. That's kind of different, Thank you, Danny. Tell my sister I said hello, man.
Will do, Bishop. God bless.
Talk to you.
All right.
Bye-bye. Going to Tom in Fort Lauderdale. Hey, Tom, how you doing this morning?
Good morning, Bishop. How you doing?
All right, man.
Hey, man.
Welcome to On Point once again.
Hey, I don't want to talk about our crazy governor quite yet. Well, maybe I should before I talk about the men's 4x100.
Oh, don't. Oh, 4x1. Okay.
4x1?
Don't say nothing about the 4x4.
I haven't seen it yet, so he's trying not to spoil. But I will say this, Tom. Watching the men this year in the sprints has been painful.
Oh, yes. And, when Carl Lewis came out, I think he's kind of right. My brother used to run track, and he was screaming, going, why did they put their best two guys on the first leg instead of the
Doesn't
and the
make
number 3?
any sense. You want the guys that can come from behind on the third and fourth leg.
And they put a slowpoke there. Whoever was coaching, I don't know where they got the guy from, but
Here's the thing. You do. The Jamaicans are classic with this. They used to put Nestor Carter on the front. He was a sizzler. He'd come out, get him in a good position. They put a good guy second leg, but that third and that fourth, unbelievable. But if it's not right, you won't win.
yeah, even the days when Carl Lewis and them were running, Carl was always number 4.
Because he could come from behind
Yeah.
if they needed to catch up. But I don't know what these guys are thinking. That they're being too inventive. They're not going with some of the basics. What I also believe that a lot of the injuries that we're sustaining are because of some of the basic exercises are being ignored. They're doing all this new pyro, whatever it is, and now people's ligaments and stuff are blowing out. But it's been an amazing. I like the young lady from Trenton, a Thing Mo.
Yeah. The one that ran 800?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's great.
She can run 400 too.
Yeah. Well, when you watch it today, they had a good lineup.
Okay.
Mix of 200, 400 people.
Yeah, she can run.
It was,
A Thing can
800.
run.
Yeah.
A Thing can run, man. You don't go to the Olympics at 19 and run away from everybody. You just
Yeah.
at will.
Yeah, right.
And nobody can go with you.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, Bishop, real quick.
Go ahead.
Our governor who's running for president, down here in South Florida, they school systems are Broward County and Dade,
Yeah.
which is Miami.
Yeah.
They both said they're not going to send the kids to school without masks, and they're suing the governor. They're going against
I don't blame
what the
them.
governor wants.
I don't blame them. And I think it's wrong. And you know what? Here I go again. You'll protest sending your kid to school with a mask. But you won't protest that the schools are not offering online learning
Yep.
in this environment.
Yep.
I'd go nuts.
One of the other complications right now too is They want to take public funds, and for kids who don't want to mask up, or parents who don't want their kids to mask up, they want to be able to send them to private schools with public funds, so they can still get everybody back into the school system. And,
What happened to common
that's
sense?
becoming an issue down here.
If you want to take your kid out to school, fine, but you pay for it.
Yeah.
I agree totally, but no, they want to. They have a provision in the system if you're being bullied, how to get out of the public system into private, and they want to use that provision.
Bullied?
For this, mask mandate.
Bullied?
Oh yeah, that's exactly.
Come on.
These things are put out there for people who are bullied in the public schools, how they can get out of it with public funds, which I think is totally, crazy way of using it. And one last thing about our governor, the cruise lines are suing him because I think the cruise lines have a right. They want you to, have your proof that you've been vaccinated. And
well, here's the
the
thing.
governor's going against them.
If you're a business in Florida, can you require that patrons that are going to sit in your restaurant be vaccinated?
The governor has mandates where you basically can't. The cities, especially in southern Florida, are bulking up against that. And your own private business, I believe you can mandate that. But the governor's not supporting it.
Well, then I think the cruise lines are a private business, aren't they? Tom?
Yo, I'm sorry, Bishop, I think I lost you for a second.
I think the cruise lines are private businesses, aren't they?
Oh, yes, they are. And but even though they're a private business, they're saying that they are actually, I'm trying to think the wording you used, but that they were discriminating against people who weren't vaccinated.
I don't like the fact, Tom, that our leaders seem very willing to take risk with the people's lives, who they govern, to prove a political point.
Yeah.
It's like their life is not that important anymore.
And Bishop, to me, I don't care what side of the fence you're on, that just seems to be a common sense solution.
Yeah.
This is a cruise ship where you're isolated with people.
It's a test tube. It's a petri dish.
Yeah, I want you to be okay when you come on, so we can all be safe.
Sure.
I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, or
what's wrong with that?
Independent. Just want you to be,
There's a mania out here where, Pastor Nick said earlier, people are not thinking past their initial impulse. I don't think we ought to do this. Well, what about the people that'll get sick and die?
Yeah.
They don't ever answer the question.
No. I mean, some businesses have the no shirt, no shoes, no service.
Yeah.
You put your shirt and your shoes on
to go in there.
What's the problem?
I mean, and they're not saying it's an assault on their constitutional rights.
Right.
If you say you can't come in here without a shirt.
Yeah. Put your shirt on.
And again, you have to get when you're going to school, you have to get a shot for mumps. You have to get one for
everything. Everything.
You got it. You have to wear your seatbelt. It's just.
You may not be old enough, Tom, but I remember when the seatbelt law happened, and you had people literally saying, "If I want to go through the windshield if I have an accident, that's my right." Yep. Literally saying that, which showed me I knew when I was a kid that was insane. Yep. Let me break my neck if I want to. That's no.
Because in the end, we all pay for it.
Absolutely.
And Bishop, I'm closer to your age than I am Pastor Nick's. I hate to say that, but.
Catch up. Don't catch up with me, man. Don't catch up with me.
No, I'm not there, but.
I intend to keep living, so you probably won't catch up with me for a while. All right, Doc. I'll talk to you soon here.
Hey, you guys have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye. 866-743-8267. We're going to Kevin from Cedarville, New Jersey. 866-743-8267. Give us a call. This is On Point. #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America. Culture, politics, religion, the Olympics, inspiration, all from a kingdom scriptural point of view. Let's go to Kevin. Hey, Kevin, how you doing?
Good. morning.
What's going on, girl?
How are you?
We're doing good. How you doing this morning?
I am doing so well. And before you crack on Cedarville, I got to tell you some new news. The service is so challenging. I had to come outside to call you, so I'm outside sitting in my car.
Wow.
But,
I haven't been to Cedarville in a long time.
Okay, yeah, it's nice, it's quiet, but the service, that's the only thing, so challenging. But I thank God for service anyway.
Absolutely. What's on your mind this morning?
Well, Chestnut Checkers. Oh, I have loved the series. Oh, hi, Pastor Nick.
Hi.
Is Chestnut Checkers working for you?
Yes, and
Okay.
there's so much, but I picked out one thing that I love. And you made a comment. You said, we have a right to be wounded, not a right to stay wounded.
Mhm.
Staying wounded celebrates what was done to me.
Okay.
And I love that because I can relate as far as me wounding somebody else or somebody wounding me, and it just makes so much sense. And the thing is, with things that we hear over time in our life, sometimes it just doesn't hit until like 30 years later.
Sure.
You know, and so I've just been blessed by all the series, the Embrace classes. I'm telling you, it has kept me sane among my own studying, you know, and it's just a blessing to have the both of you that are so dedicated for God's people, you know, for the love of God's people.
Appreciate that, Kevin.
I've just been so blessed, and I just also want to say, you know, happy anniversary, 31 years. That's a lot. My daughter's 31. That's a lot of years.
Well, thank you, Kevin.
That's a lot of years.
Yeah.
And I just thank you for the sacrifice of this entire church.
Yeah.
It keeps us. You have no idea. We may not always tell you, but I want to be able to tell you today.
It's good to know
I'm
that.
just grateful. I'm thankful. My life has been changed. It's changed every time. And just, you know, laughter. Oh, God, I love it. You guys just, I want to
We have a good time.
You guys are so funny.
Yeah, we have a good time.
Yep.
It's so
Supposed
funny.
to.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God. I don't know how people make it without laughter. You got to have. My dad was a comedian. Everything off the top of his head, and that's why I'm like him. So I can relate.
God bless
the
you, Kevin.
Chestnut Checkers, I'm really loving that. And then also the communion, how
Ooh.
both of you are just breaking that down
Yeah.
for me. And I get ready. Let me tell you something. I think sparkling cider. I had no kind of starch. I broke up a piece of a strawberry, and that was my communion.
Yeah, that's
so
good.
That's what I had to use, but it doesn't matter. It's our heart condition that God's telling you. So
I'm glad
but thank you for,
I'm glad
thank
we're
you for
helping.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm glad we're helping you.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. So keep on celebrating, you know. God
We
is
intend
so
to.
awesome.
We intend
He's
to.
so awesome.
Gonna have a good time today too at our outdoor
right.
service
Yep.
today. Yeah.
Okay, all
11:30.
right. Well,
yeah.
thank you so much for your sacrifice again.
Thanks
both
for
of
calling,
you and your
Kev.
family.
All right, take care.
You're
Stay
welcome.
stay strong.
Hopefully we'll see each other in September.
Absolutely. Bye bye.
All right.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Bye bye. Let's go to Jason from Philly. Hey, Jason.
Yeah,
Hello, Jason.
I'm here.
How you doing?
I'm
you,
good.
Do you have your radio up in the back or your device sound turned up in the back?
Yeah, it's down now. How you doing?
Okay, man. Hey, man. How you?
Oh.
How that baby doing?
I'm about to be one next week.
One?
Jeez.
Yeah,
What?
Grown.
Seems like my daughter just had the baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just calling in, talking to y'all, see you doing.
Yeah, we doing good, man. You working today?
No, just home.
Okay.
Home relaxing.
Oh man, he had to rub it in. See,
Right.
He had to rub it. He had to rub it in. Yeah, okay, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Called to gloat a little bit this morning. No.
Oh, hey, still standing. Yeah, but no, I'm just calling. I know, it's been a lot of talk about COVID. I know we've been, of course, watching everything.
Oh yeah.
And the biggest thing I'm seeing now is that they're now, I know it's not very dominant in the news, but they're now able to go to the sewage.
Oh yeah.
And begin to do tracing from there. I know
they've been doing that for a while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're finding it. They're finding it in the sewer system. The virus is in the
Really?
in the sewage.
Yeah. And what they're able to do is track
Golly.
based upon that the amount of waste or what's in the waste,
Mm-hmm.
how high of the risk in that area.
Yeah, because it makes sense. People are excreting it.
Yeah.
when they're infected, and it's in the sewage system now.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Well, if animals are getting it.
Animals are getting it. Yeah.
Yeah. Small animals, and of course, some of the areas that are not as clean as they need to be.
Yeah,
So,
man.
Yeah, but it's folks that are going against that now. It's like they have a right to not have that waste.
How's your wife doing today?
She's good. She's good.
She good?
Right next to me.
She good?
You want to say hi?
Tell her I said hello.
Hello.
She says hi too.
Oh Lord, have
She in here
mercy.
chatting.
Yeah. Don't need to call in or talk to me.
Okay. Oh boy, isn't that how it is? Yeah. Okay. Good talking to you, man.
All right, look.
Take care.
Have a good day.
Thanks for reaching out to us. Bye bye. 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. This is On Point. We're going to Siobhan. Anything on online today?
Somebody asked the question. So COVID is in water now also, or it's just in
Sewage, they're saying.
sewage?
they're
Okay.
saying.
So nothing. Okay.
So
all right.
people are excreting it out of their bodies, and of course that makes sense though.
Yeah, it does.
If you got a viral load, it's in your secretions, so
Right.
people are urinating and pooping it out.
So where does the sewage go after? Like, is just
Treatment plants and stuff
okay.
like that.
So they do all that. Okay.
They do all that stuff, but I don't know how effective it is there.
Yeah.
But it makes sense. But that's been part of the issue for quite a while. That people are thinking, okay, it's just in the air, but now when it gets in people's bodies, of course,
Yeah.
it also gets in the drainage system.
Man, who would have thought we'd be in a situation like this?
We need to take this
years
thing
ago?
seriously,
We have
man.
to, yeah.
Unless we want to be in this dimension of life
Yeah.
for the next 12 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're tired of not going to a bar. You need to be tired of everybody being sick, and let's do what we need to do.
So we can get out of this. So we
Yeah.
can go back to normal.
Man, so you can go back to bars.
Yeah. right. Like, come on.
Notice I said you.
Me. Nah.
Let's go to Siobhan, North Carolina.
I got enough addictions to my issue.
Hey, Siobhan, how you doing? Hello? Siobhan?
I'm doing fine. Hi, Bishop.
How you doing?
Hello.
You listening to yourself, girl?
I'm doing fine. One of my classmates, I'm doing fine.
Turn your radio down in the background.
Yes, I'm doing fine. One of my classmates, James, okay.
You're listening to yourself, girl. Turn your device down in the
Sorry,
background.
a lot of static. But one of my classmates from high school, James Allen, told me about your church.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Yeah.
Okay. I must be echoing.
You are. You got to turn your device down in the background.
Okay, is that better?
Yeah, we can hear you fine. I think what's happening is you're hearing us delayed because your device was up too loud.
Oh, okay. So I've turned it down. I don't know what's going on.
Are you hearing us better now?
But I tried to turn it down. One of my classmates, James Allen, told me about your church, and I praise God for that. What I want to talk about is some preachers that are telling folks that COVID doesn't exist. Some evangelical preachers from Texas and Florida.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I think they're ridiculously stupid. I hate to say it that profoundly, and I hope the word stupid is in the Bible because I want to be biblical all the time. But I think it's just ridiculous when you have the ability to influence people's lives that you would tell them something that is obviously not true. I was just telling Pastor Nick earlier today, on the radio actually, that I was at a doctor's office yesterday, and some people in the lobby were having a discussion about, everything was overblown, and it wasn't as bad as people are saying. And they kind of waited for me. What do you think? And I said, well, I pastor a church, and I have been consoling members for the past 16 months. We've had people that have lost 5 family members in 1 month, some a couple in 1 day. I said, so to tell me that it's not real and it's impacting the lives of people that I serve is just ridiculous. So, but some people, Siobhan, are not mature enough to have a belief and separate their personal belief from what's good for other people.
Right.
But the problem that I'm having is a lot of the pastors that I know of that are being very defiant about this, have been in the past, have died from COVID.
Yep. Some of them have. Yep.
Yes.
You know, they've taken the position that you're talking about, and they ended up catching it and passing away.
Yep.
And that's so scary because there's so many people that believe and they don't study and seek out the truth for themselves, and that's what's so scary.
Mm-hmm. And you know what's really weird. If you look at the Bible, and you look at the plague that came through Egypt,
right?
There's never any doubt that the plague is real.
Right.
The text never indicates that people don't believe it's real. So everybody that had any sense put the blood on the doorpost.
Yeah.
But the text never challenges the reality of the plague.
I just don't understand. They have a form of godliness, but they're denying the power thereof. They don't know how to rightly divide. They just follow any wind or doctrine or whatever. One preacher, I can't remember his name, but he stood up there and said he forbid anybody to come in his church that has a mask on. You will not come in his church with a mask on.
Greg Locke?
Yeah.
He's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay.
I bet you some of the nurses and doctors are saying that a lot of those anti-vaxxers are going in secret
and getting the vaccine. Absolutely.
I bet you some of them have it.
Absolutely.
But to keep an audience that they have, they're telling everybody something else.
Yep. I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
It's really
thank you so much.
The love of God is not in their hearts for the people.
Yeah. That's it. Thank you so much for being a man of God, both of you being men of God standing on the wall. And I thank my classmate, James Allen, for telling me about your church.
God bless you.
I oftentimes tap into what you're talking about, so I praise God for that.
Thank you for calling us.
Okay, have a blessed day.
Talk to you soon now. Bye-bye.
Take care.
This is On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. You can give us a call toll-free from anywhere around the world, 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. I wonder what's going on in Texas today. Our Texas crowd hasn't called us yet.
Yeah, they're saying they're off the hook down there. It's like Abbott in Texas, DeSantis in Florida are just running neck to neck on who's the craziest.
That's two places I wouldn't move to right now. I wouldn't go visit.
Yeah,
I just wouldn't.
They say Austin, Texas is hitting a spike down there.
Well, they've been going to football games and baseball games and shoulder to shoulder, and we having a great time, and they're just prolonging the nation's problem.
Yep.
It's just
And they say that, like, one place in Cape Cod, had a breakout amongst the vaccinated people.
Okay.
No, of course, nobody died, thank God, because of the vaccine.
Right.
But the fact that they all got it, they're still studying to see, even those with the vaccine, what are going to, if they have any at all, the long-term effects, the long haulers, from brain fog and all the other stuff. I mean, it makes sense to me. My allergist told me last year before the vaccines came out.
Yeah.
She said, we're going to be chasing this thing for a few years.
Okay.
Because the first vaccine was for the first strain.
Right.
The Delta's worse. Now, the first vaccine can help you with Delta.
Right.
But they're going to have to come out with another one.
Just like they have a new flu vaccine every year.
They're going to have to keep creating new.
You know what's really weird, Pastor Nick? People are not denying the reality of the flu.
Yeah.
But they're denying the reality of this. It doesn't make any sense.
Until it hits. But I had somebody tell me, he almost lost 2 people close to him from the virus.
Okay.
And he told me straight to my face, well, I understand that God knows hard for them, but, I got to do me.
What's that mean?
I got to go live. I got to, experience life. And I mean, literally, like.
So he doesn't think he has much time to live.
But it's like.
I got to get it all in now.
You just saw what happened to people.
No impact at all?
I was like, seriously?
I've decided that if people want to live recklessly, I don't have to be around them.
Yeah, I don't.
If they want to live recklessly, you want to do your thing.
Do your thing.
You want to take your chances. I don't have to be around you.
Yeah. You have every right to live the way you want to live.
It's crazy. Let's go to Leona from Philly. Hey, Leona, how you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
Welcome to On Point this morning.
Thank you. I'm doing wonderful. Thanks for asking.
What can we do for you? What's your comment today?
I have been told by several people that taking the vaccines will change your DNA.
Okay.
And I don't understand what they're saying about it. As
Okay.
I said, I'm not a scientist and I don't study it.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
Well, like I was saying this morning, I get most of my news from the financial section of the country, and there are side effects from absolutely every vaccine we've ever made. Now, as far as it altering DNA to what effect that is, I haven't read anything but people that are conspiratorialists saying DNA, it'll harm 3 generations of children. But what bothers me about this, Leona, is that people get a flu vaccine every year. They don't know what's in it, right?
Correct.
You drink all kinds of beverages, can't pronounce the names on the back, on the label, but you drink what's in it, right?
Right.
What I don't understand is, if people would simply say, I'm afraid to get it, it would make more sense than some of these other reasons they're coming up with. I think that living is vitally important.
Yes.
And to think that something that's spreading like wildfire, that you have special immunity from it so you don't have to get it. I think I have friends who are still suffering from the effects of COVID.
Yep.
And I mean in therapy for their hearts,
Yep.
Liver, kidneys, digestive issues, thinking issues,
Yep.
you know, all from this virus. And I think for us, like all of our staff has been vaccinated. We got vaccinated early for 2 reasons: to stay safe. We've got people around us that are elderly that we need to make sure are preserved, but also to be an example for our people, because you know we're influencers.
Yes.
And because we're influencers, you know, we did our research. I talked to some of the best infectious disease doctors in this area who are friends of mine, so they weren't going to hide anything from me. And I said, what do you think? They said, you guys need to get it. It's fine. We've had it. And so we went and got it early. We got our staff vaccinated because we know we're influencers. We had clinics here, so we are absolutely pro-vaccine. Now, I had the Moderna, Pastor Nick had the Pfizer, right? So we've had both kinds. I'm almost 70 years old. Okay, so my aunt's 88. I made sure she had it. They're doing fine. They're doing fine. But there's a lot of information out there. But when I'm studying this COVID thing, I go to the financial news because it's affecting people's money. So they're going to have the best information.
Yes. Well, I asked the question because I'm one of the people, and I've been listening to you, following you for some time. Actually, I'm a member of Sharon Baptist Church. I'm one of the deacons, and I'm afraid.
Yeah. Okay.
To get it.
Okay.
And when I heard you say, just be upfront about how you feel about it, not just coming up with your own theory.
Yeah.
I'm not using my theory. I'm afraid.
Okay.
You know, 63. I've seen what they've done with things, the government, since I've been around.
Me too.
A little short time.
Me too.
You know, and that's what keeps me leery of it. But I wear my mask. I've never taken it off. Matter of fact, I do a double mask, and I'm not around everybody, and I'm very cautious, and I'm respectful to other people.
Yeah.
I don't even allow people in my car for the fact that
I understand.
I don't want them to be infected if something is wrong with me, and vice versa.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay.
Just pray about it, and I believe God will give you peace about it.
That's what I'm doing now. Oh, I have one more question.
All right.
I'm due to go to Jamaica the 25th.
Yeah, that can wait,
And
girl.
I know.
That can wait. That can wait. I've had some great opportunities in the last couple of months. I'm not getting on a tube and flying nowhere and breathing the same airs. I'm not doing it.
I just wanted to get your thoughts on it. And for a minute, I wasn't going. It took me a long time to make up my mind to go.
Yeah.
And I'm being told that I need to be vaccinated.
Yeah, you do. You do.
I go.
You don't expose yourself like that.
Okay.
All right, girl. Take it easy now.
Yes. Have a good day.
Bye-bye. Do we have another minute to go to Kim from Texas?
It's 10:01, but it's up to you.
All right, let's go. Hey, Kim, how you doing? We got 1 minute. How you doing, girl?
I am doing great. And I will try to be really, really quick. Good morning, everybody. My question, I'm coming from Texas, and
Yes.
I know you said you wanted to know what was going on with the people
Yes,
in Texas
yes.
and the different things. So we've had a lot of a dichotomy in the way that people are thinking, the stance that we have. We have those diehard people who are like, we're not doing this isn't real. You have those diehard people who are, this is real, being protected. And one of the things with me, being a person who's in the mental health professional, who's a mental health professional who also works with a very vulnerable population, some of which who aren't able to get vaccinated, some people who want to be, who have this conflicted thing where they're feeling very pressured, made to feel some kind of way because they're unable to vaccinate either themselves or their children for whatever reason, having to help people to navigate those mental health issues that come around with that, because you have some people who are feeling like, oh, we're being blamed that this pandemic is still going on. We want to do this. It's the guilt of a lot of different things. One of the things that I want to know, or just kind of prick people, when we're sitting and we're judging or saying, you're doing this because you're afraid or whatever happened to us praying for our brother, for their understanding? Because you do have a lot of people who are afraid, who don't understand, who might give you this reason for why they're not going to do it. But essentially it comes down to them saying, well, I'm afraid to take this because I don't know what's in it. I'm afraid to do this. And we always give that justification, well, you do this and you don't know. But you have a lot of people who do act out of an abundance of caution in everything. And it's not typically that they're the ones that are like, I'm not going to do it in this instance. They usually try to test a spirit of a lot of different things. And I think with me, one of the things that I'm trying to do right now is, rather than pass my judgment one way or the other, pray for my brother so that you get an understanding, so that they are able to understand and do what is right for them.
I think I hear what you're saying, and let me add some wisdom to that before we let you go. Our job is not simply to pray for them. Our job is to sit down and counsel them. So when we are in a counseling situation, we're hearing people out and are trying to address their fears, but also trying to support the fact that biblically we are always responsible for more than ourselves. And if we're going to pray, we have to pray. All the laws and the commandments boil down to just two. Love God and love your neighbor. And amazingly, that is an outward look, not an inward look for us. So what we have to do in our position is to lead by example, pray for someone, and then talk to them. And in that context, there's no judging going on, but there is a biblical context where if you're going to love your neighbor, that means you protect your neighbor. And that kind of takes us outside of ourselves.
And I wholeheartedly agree with that. And again, it's just that I just want us to be very mindful of, once we sat down and we've had the counsel, if you're still hesitant of
that's
it,
fine.
that doesn't mean you
that's
don't
that's
love
that's
your
that,
neighbor.
that's fine.
That just means that, maybe I still just need to pray a little bit more for your enlightenment than
Yeah.
one way or the other.
If somebody
And
chooses
then
not to
I
get,
have to love you the same way and respect your decision and not make you feel guilty about your decision.
Well, I think
one way or
a
the
difference
other.
of opinion is not a planting of guilt on a person.
Yeah.
So I think that making someone feel guilty by expressing your opinion is not. I don't think that's a real. There's no equality in that explanation. What were you going to say, Pastor Nick?
if you're firm in your decision not to do it,
Yeah.
then there's no guilt if somebody has a
That's
opposition.
right. Yeah.
Just if that's what you want to do you. But if you're not going to get the vaccine, at least have enough courtesy for people to wear your mask, stay distant, and not expose people to stuff, and
Right.
don't let yourself get exposed either. So
Love your neighbor.
Love your neighbor, you know, and if you choose not to,
I agree, and I
that's
think
your
it
business.
goes both
Yeah.
ways because, like, I work in a school where we do have that, and that's kind of been our debate that even if you are vaccinated, then you should still have the same respect for those
And
people.
we believe we say the same
We,
thing.
look,
Wear your mask.
we're vaccinated.
That was my point.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
either way, it still comes down to being respectful of your neighbor. Either way it goes, and I think that again, that's something that you guys have pointed out. It's the humanity of it all.
Mm-hmm.
Being respectful for your neighbor, regardless. Because again, I think also it's if we go back to that the example of the husband and the wife, and it's if one of them is saved and the other one isn't, and not getting into that evenly yoked. You can do more by leading by example than you can by berating and belittling and trying to do.
I think we're in a culture though that I have to take issue with one thing you're saying. There used to be space for differing opinions.
Yep.
And differing opinions were not always seen as berating or taking your power from you or taking your truth. And because I believe, and I could be totally wrong about this, and I'm willing to be connected, I believe that your right to an opinion does not take away my right to one, that your right to free speech does not take away my right to respond. So in that context of conversation and dialogue, there has to be a balance there of give and take. You want to tell me what you think, fine. That allows me to tell you what I think. And if we're firm in both of those points of view, there's no judgment there.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean,
And we gotta let you go. That 1 minute you had then morphed into 6. So absolutely, Kim.
A great discussion.
All right.
That will provoke people to thought. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Now, 11:30 today, our outdoor worship service. Amazing message for you today. I want you to come and hear what God has to say. Tomorrow, 8 a.m., 9:45 and 11. You want to join us. Do we have anything at 6 tomorrow?
Yeah, 10 times better.
10 times better at 6.
I do. Yeah, okay.
Email your prayer request to social@gotobethany.com. Subscribe to our podcast and also to YouTube. David G. Evans and BBC on YouTube. DGEMS, DGEMS, and OnPointe on our podcast platforms. Once again, stay strong, stay saved, and remember, faith acts like a thing is so even when it's not, so that it might be so. God bless you. See you at 11:30 here on the campus.